This is the Lancer Locker Show on KYNT. Now, let's talk some Mount Marty University athletics with the coaches, as well as your host and the voice of Mount Marty University athletics, Tehl Tanner.
Oh, another Monday, another edition of the Lancer Locker. We're here every Monday from 5:30 to 6 after a long weekend for me. Had a long weekend after Friday Night Lights College Football Edition. Didn't have a Saturday broadcast. The Lancer football team didn't play. What did I do with the weekend? Nothing. But you know what? It's fine. Everything's fine. This is fine. I'm fine. We're fine. It's fine. Let's go to Lancer Athletics with a look around Lancer Nation. Started off with that football program. The Mount Marty Lancers football team played on Friday against Dordt University. Was that one they played, and it was a 44-29 final. Dordt did get the win in that one. It was a very close game to the end. It was a 6-point game in the fourth quarter. Dordt had a couple of late scores to kind of inflate the final score, but it was very, very close. Lancers took one of the better programs in the GPAC down to the wire in their home stadium. This week they will be playing Concordia on the road. Concordia, another one of those premier GPAC football programs. Lancers are going to have to show up for that one, and I'm looking forward to it. We got John Michaletti in the booth coming up. I was able to speak with him this morning, and that will be airing after the break. Let's go around Lancer Nation a little bit more. The volleyball programs had 2 games in 2 days. They ran the Sioux City Gauntlet. They played Morningside on Friday, Briarcliff on Saturday. Unfortunately, they were both losses, but very close losses each time. A Morningside game was a 4-set loss. Lancers ended up losing that one. The Briarcliff won 5 sets. Very close 5th set as well. Went to extra points, 16-14 in that one. Mount Marty won set number 4 going into that one. Had a little momentum, just couldn't quite pull it out. We've got Belen Albertos. I spoke with her this morning about that one as well over the phone, and we'll have that interview to end the show today. This is KYNT. We'll keep it rolling with Lancer Nation, a look around across athletics. In terms of cross country, both the men's and women's program were at the Dordt Invite over the weekend. The men's team placed 10th of 14. There was no team score for the women's team, but the individual scores were very good. And the soccer programs played on Saturday as well in Hastings, Nebraska. Hastings defeated Mount Marty in the women's game 4-0, and in the men's game it was a 5-0 Hastings finish. Hastings was receiving votes in that men's game. The men's team now on the season is 5-3-3. The women won 8-2. They're going to be playing Jamestown University on Wednesday, beginning at 5. That one's on the road. They got to go to Jamestown University. It's about a 5-hour bus ride through Aberdeen. It is a long trip up to North Dakota, and they have got 2 very good opponents up in North Dakota to play. This is KYNT, a look around Lancer Nation. I'm Tehl Tanner. Go ahead and take a break, and when we return, have our first interview of the day. Once again, John Michaletti in the booth. When we return, I spoke to him this morning. Mount Marty football coming up.
We were founded on innovation and a passion to help our customers. This is Glenn Zupfer at Aztec in Yankton. We also want our employees to thrive and succeed every day. Our core values are more than something we list on a wall. We live them every day. We have openings in a variety of departments, sign-on bonuses up to $2,000, immediate benefits like retirement savings, paid holidays, bonus earnings, tuition reimbursement, and more. Build your career with a group that's built to connect from rock to road. Stop by for a walk-in interview or click on careers at aztecindustries.com.
You want peace of mind that you're healthy. Support your breast health by getting a mammogram every year starting at age 40. Multiple Avera Breast Center locations across the region offer easy access. We'll create a screening plan that makes sense for you. You have access to specialized breast cancer experts should you need it. Find a screening location near you at avera.org/breast.
Mount Marty Lancer Athletics on KYNT and KYN-TV, courtesy of Shinerbach. Brewed with rich roasted barley malt and German specialty hops, this lightly hopped American-style dark lager always goes down easy. This football season or any season, tip back a Bach. Paired perfectly with tailgating, porch sitting, washer tossing, dog petting, and literally anything. Shinerbach, available year-round at your favorite place to buy beer.
As a proud community bank, Core Trust delivers more than just checking and savings accounts. We invest in the cities and towns where we live and work by volunteering to coach youth sports teams, supporting local charities and the arts with our time and resources. Whether we live in a rural town in South Dakota or a suburban city in Minnesota, it's a place we call home. Core Trust Bank. Raise your expectations.
Member FDIC.
Don't just bank, be an explorer. Here at Explorers Credit Union, we do banking differently. As a not-for-profit, member-owned credit union, we know that financial wellness isn't a destination, it's a journey. We're here to help you set goals and reach them with the financial tools, expertise, and support you need. If you're looking for better rates on your loans and local service from your friends and neighbors, Explorers Credit Union has you covered. Learn how we can help your financial journey at explorerscu.com.
Support a local business that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts for Yankton's largest employers, Triple Time Rudy's. At Triple Time Rudy's, you get that local friendly feel and also a unique offering of products. You'll find quality South Dakota products like Dimmick cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers, plus quality fuel products too. Conveniently located at 17th and Broadway for your daily fill-ups and convenience needs. Pull in to Triple Time Rudy's today.
Quit smoking, and in just 20 minutes, your blood pressure returns to normal. In 12 hours, carbon monoxide levels in your blood drop. In 48 hours, your sense of smell and taste improve. Within 2 weeks, your lungs work better, you heal faster. 9 months means more energy, fewer illnesses. And in 5 years, your risk of heart attack is half of what it is now. Take a deep breath. You can do this. Call the Quit line at 866-SDQUITS.
Oktoberfest is a brief moment of fall beer drinking beauty, so have Samuel Adams Oktoberfest on hand as the nights get cooler and the days a little shorter. Smooth taste with the roasty sweetness and light hop character that's only available for a short time. Kick off cooler weather with food and friends and don't miss a moment with Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. Grab it while you can at your favorite place to buy beer.
Back on the Lancer Locker, I'm Tehl Tanner on KYNT. Go ahead and bring in John Michaletti, the head coach of the Mount Marty football program here. John, good morning on a Monday. Nice to talk to you again.
Yeah, morning, Tehl.
Let's start off with the question on everybody's mind, and I'm sure you've thought about it over the weekend as well. Kick return, did he touch it?
Yeah, it was one of those that, going back on film, I trust him a lot, Jalen Herman that is, and he says he didn't. On film, it's you can't really tell. So, and that's what we kind of talked about is you're putting the judgment in that ref's hands. Like if you're going to catch it, catch it. If you're not, then don't make it look like you're going to catch it, and that's one way to make sure that never happens again. So whether the ref made the right call or the wrong call, it's a good learning point for our whole team.
Absolutely, and it's a young guy as well.
Yep.
Kind of went up in the air with his hands on a kick return, which is one of the rules you don't normally do. So what have you said to this guy post-game or during the game in terms of
during the game? Yeah, during the game, I wanted to make sure that he stayed in the game because I knew that we were going to need him, obviously, offensively as well. Even if we did take him out there on kick return to kind of get his head right, but he did come in on offense, and he is a very motivated guy. He was like, Coach, let me get out there and I'll let me make up for it. He's one of those guys that's not going to bow his head too much or anything, let that affect him the rest of the game, which he did, turn around and have a pretty good game besides that one mistake. So was glad to see him handle that, and that's one thing, obviously, I talked to you about, our team about, is handling adversity, and I think he did a good job of turning the page and making the most out of it after that.
Let's start off at the beginning of this game now. You started up 9 in the first quarter, actually ended the first quarter 9-0 over Dordt, who is, over the last couple of years, really one of the best teams in the conference. After that, it was that, and then all of a sudden, 2 minutes and 32 seconds later, you were down 9 points to 21, I believe is what it was. What were you thinking at that point in telling your guys how to get back in this game? Because you did make it a one-score game in the fourth. Yep,
it was being able to worry about what you can control. And, obviously going through a lot of the things that happened last year, those are the things that, pop in our mind, like, okay, this is the point where you need to call things out. This is where we need to settle everybody down, bring everybody back in. It's a long game, and obviously, just like any sport, it's a game of runs. It's a game of momentum and things like that, so we got to make sure that we're able to, like I said, calm things down, get momentum back on our side, and get back to doing what we do, because that's what got us off to the 9-0 start, was just taking care of our job and making it a simple game.
You talk about the running game. Let's talk about your starting running back. Isaiah Thompson, 29 rushing attempts. He was a workhorse, 126 yards, had 2 touchdowns in the day. He's really emerged as a very special player. He has now 414 yards on the season while carrying the load at the beginning, or while sharing the load, I should say, at the beginning of this year with a couple other guys. But now the injuries have happened. He's really the featured back and has done well with it.
Yeah, Isaiah, very pleased with his ability to continue to grow and understand more of the scheme and how he fits in that. And you can really start to see him, especially on those tempo plays, like when we do different types of guard wrap plays, power, counter, things like that. It's really a timing play. So you can really start to see him start to tempo down, and then when that gap opens, he can really hit it hard, and then we start to see some different variations in our run game where we're able to get him the ball out in space more to cause a little bit more confusion for the defense and make it tougher for those defensive backs who are usually smaller guys, make it hard to tackle a bigger back like Isaiah. So trying to use him in different ways. He does a great job, especially with our running back room being kind of beat up right now, that he had to carry the load, and he's working over some injuries himself. So very proud of how tough he is.
Let's talk about another guy, this one a wide receiver, in my opinion, the best game he's played in his young history, Trey Hansen. 8 receptions and 91 yards. We named him the player of the game for everything he was doing on Saturday. This was truly the best game he's played, John. Tell me about the emergence of this guy.
Yeah, Trey is one of the hardest working guys on the team, so that doesn't surprise me that he is starting to bloom a little bit more. And a lot of it is just being able to get our guys the ball. That's one thing I talked about Jonah, is he averages such a high yards per catch. We're like, well, then let's give him the ball more, and it's good about having a lot of talented guys. Everybody's starting to lose track of Rex Reichen, who's one of the sure-handed guys here in the league. It's nice to be able to have weapons. It's just now being able to get them the ball in the right scenario and make the most of it. There was still some errors in the game. I know the one that eaten Trey up is that dropped that drop trick play we ran that was wide open. I know that one's eating him up, but I expect him to be able to respond this week and move on and have even a better performance this Saturday.
Talking about Dort, some of your other receivers, it really seemed the strategy, as you said, was just getting the ball in their hands and let them make a play. A lot of short passes. Has that kind of been the strategy? Run the ball, short pass when you can? Yeah,
and a little bit had to do with just having some new O-linemen, some new positions as well, is that we didn't want them to have to protect too long, make easy throws and make easy decisions there for Ken to be able to get the ball out and get him to his playmakers.
Let's talk about Ken Gay for a second. 26 of 36, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. The guy really had a very special performance, but then he had 9 sacks as well. He was under pressure the entire game and was still able to put up that stat line. How do you protect him a little better moving forward?
Yeah, I was very proud of Ken. He's continuously grow within the scheme and develop as a leader on the team. So very excited that he's on our team. And as I mentioned before, we know each and every week that we're going to get the most out of him. He's going to dump everything out for us. But some of those sacks are on him. We got to make sure that ball gets out quick and just to be able to protect him for the longevity of the season. But there's some other things that we can do of setting up different pass protections with some max protection. Things like that where we can help protect him throughout that. But I was glad to see him slide for once. But after that, he was pretty mad. He's like, Coach, I should have lowered my head and got that first down. I'm like, no, that's exactly what I wanted you to do. You're fine. So
it's one of those things where you want to get the yards, but you also need to have the long mindset in terms of staying healthy, right? Is that kind of one of the things you preach with him?
100% is just like I talk to all the guys when I'm recruiting, is the number one thing is we want to make sure that they're staying healthy. And I always use the analogy of Tom Brady. He is the GOAT, quote unquote. And the only reason that you want him in the playoffs is if he's healthy, right? So we want to make sure our guys are healthy to be able to play. That's our best chance to be able to win.
Let's turn to the future now. Concordia, a very good team in the GPAC. They're all good teams, but Concordia, obviously, another one of those ones that's been at the top in recent history. You got to go to Seward, Nebraska to play them this Saturday. The Lancers are playing some really good football right now, though. They really took Dort, who is probably the 3rd best team in the conference in recent history, down to the wire. Played Northwestern pretty well, beat Briar Cliff. You played number 23 Midland well. Lancers are playing some good football right now. What do you got to do to go to Concordia and compete?
Yeah, it's about turning the page of being able to now be consistent. As we've shown bright spots of starting fast, of being able to finish hard, but it's like last game was that middle 8, right there before halftime. Like, we got to be able to win that now. So it's consistency, be able to keep going from first quarter to second quarter on and into the second half of not ever letting our guard down, and that's a huge thing in this conference when you're going to be playing good teams each and every week. You got to make sure you're bringing your best game and being able to perform at your highest ability.
John, your road stretch is almost done after this one, though. This is the second to last road game of the season. Your only other one is just in Mitchell, so it's not even that far. You really put on the miles in the beginning of this year. Is it going to be nice to come home in the last 3 of your 5 games are at home?
Yes, very much looking forward to that. Glad we're about done with all the road trips. Obviously, we love to play at Crane as much as possible and love the support from our community. So any chance we get to be able home, we want to make sure we're able to take advantage of that.
And you just had the first night game at Crane ever in your history, a Friday night game. It was Friday Night Lights, but make it college football, which is just funny to me. But it worked really well. There was a very good crowd there, even though it was a cold night. What do you say to the support from Yankton?
Yeah, I want to thank the support a lot. I know that it wasn't the best conditions out there. I know I was actually pretty cold. Luckily, I went back to my car and grabbed my winter jacket there before the game, but was very proud to see a lot of the community members and things like that maybe not have any ties to Mount Marty or any of the players that just wanted to see some football. And I was thankful for them to come out there and cheer on our Lancers there Friday night. And I'm very eager to see if we can keep this thing going. I really enjoyed playing underneath the lights, playing on a Friday night, doing something different. I know our guys liked a little bit of change in schedule and things like that, so maybe that's something that we can keep going at least once a year, every year.
Well, Coach, you certainly had a huge turnover from year 1 to 2. You're making strides during year 2. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. Congratulations on everything going on, and good luck in the future.
Appreciate it, Tehl.
This is the Lancer Locker on a KYNT. Let's go ahead and take a break, bring in Belen Albertos from the Mount Marty volleyball team after the break.
Heartland Humane Society needs your help finding forever homes for over 750 pets in 2022. Pets in the shelter's care are fully vaccinated, microchipped, and always great with people. You can help by volunteering to walk a dog or cuddle a cat, by fostering a pet for just the weekend or long term, by making a donation to cover an animal's care, or by choosing adoption in 2022. To learn more, visit heartlandhumanesociety.net.
Bring the crew to Pizza Ranch in Yankton. This is Annie, and we have legendary pizza and chicken just waiting for you on our buffet. Let us know what you're craving, and we'll make it fresh and bring you the first slice. Or let us deliver right to your front door. Your locally owned Yankton Pizza Ranch on Broadway, 665-1222.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
With grain carts getting bigger and better every year, don't you think it's time to outfit them accordingly? Sherco's 4500 Series HD electric tarp works seamlessly with existing Sherlock tarps. The heavy-duty extruded arms are the strongest on the market and come with a lifetime warranty. Operating is easy and convenient with one of our smart remote options that let you open and close your tarp with the push of a button. Call to order yours today at 1-800-474-8756. When you need to be sure, make it Sherco.
What's special about Slumberland is ours is a free service. They get to come into our store. It helps the customer understand how the space is going to work so that they don't feel nervous about their purchase. If you live locally, you can set up an appointment with one of our sales representatives where we can come into your home and help you understand if you want to go shopping in your own home and bring some different pieces in to help them work with maybe the new piece you're looking for.
Free interior design service at Yankton Slumberland, located at 2401 Broadway Avenue.
Beef, pork, seafood, poultry, and more. All at the Meat Lodge in Yankton. Get top quality meats at great prices. They have specialty items like lamb, brisket, mahi-mahi, crab legs, and lobster. They even have non-meat options like Dimmick cheese, pickled items, seasonings, and sauces. For your convenience, you can call and order curbside pickup or order online at meatlodge.com. The Meat Lodge in Yankton, on the way to the lake on Highway 52.
Buying or selling your home is one of the biggest decisions you may make in your lifetime.
I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'm ready to help guide you with professional advice from before the listing until after the close. Not only will you get real estate knowledge, but also we provide moving boxes and an enclosed courtesy trailer to help make the move just a little easier. Call me today at 664-5555.
It's not too early to start protecting against influenza, and the single, most important step is to get your flu shot. Yankton Medical Clinic PC offers the vaccine to all those 6 months and older and is hosting drive-through flu shot clinics with no appointment necessary, Tuesday, October 11th and Wednesday, October 12th from 4 to 6 p.m. Visit yanktonmedicalclinic.com/flu for information and registration forms. Keep yourself and those you love healthy this flu season. Yankton Medical Clinic. So much care, so close to home.
All right, back on the Lancer Locker on a KYNT. I am Tehl Tanner on a Monday morning. Got Belen Albertos in the studio with me as I drop my thermometer in the studio, and the batteries fly everywhere, but it's all fine. Coach Albertos, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Well, I could be better, but I think I'm getting everything figured out.
There we go.
It's how it works. Let's talk Mount Marty volleyball for a moment. Had a weekend down in Sioux City. You ran the Sioux City Gauntlet. 2 games in 2 days versus Morningside and Briarcliff. The Morningside one went to 4 sets. Morningside to take that one, and the Briarcliff won 5 sets. Extra points, 16-14. The final of the 5th set, Briarcliff took that. Tell me about this weekend and the fight going back and forth. Did you travel both days, or did you stay in Sioux City?
Yes, we traveled both days. We went down on Friday, and then we came back, and then we have like a live morning practice on Saturday because the games were a little later on Saturday. Normally, Saturday games are 1:30 and 3, but varsity didn't play until 6:30 on Saturday. So we have the time to come back, have like that practice, people could rest, watch some film. So yes, we came back.
And in those games, let's start it off with Morningside. The first one, it was a 4-set loss for the Lancers. Had a couple of very close sets. The first set was 25-23. You won set number 3, but that 4th set, they were able to take it 25-17. Tell me about that game with the Mustangs.
I think we started like a little slow. Even if the first set was 25-23, I don't think we could find our game. Like, I think it took us a little bit longer. And even with that, the set was pretty close. So I think, like, I don't know if the team was nervous, if it was a lot of pressure. Like, I think it took us a long time to find our game. And it started a little rough the second set too, but I think finally we started finding our game. We started playing the game. And I think we carried that to the 3rd set. And the first set, it was a really good set. I feel like Morningside just found their ways to get more kills than us and less mistakes. And I think that's how they took that set away. So the overall performance, I think it just took us too long to be on that game. And I think Morningside took advantage of that.
Now you go to Briarcliff then on Saturday. You went to 5 sets with the Chargers, came up just short 16-14. I know those 5-set losses have got a sting, but what do you teach different in set 5? What do you tell your players entering set 5 in those situations?
Well, we won the 4th set, so normally, like, the team who wins the 4th set has that momentum going, and then you go strong on the 5th set. So I told them, like, we make ourselves in this position to go to a tie break. So now we need to go and play and win this game. Like, I feel like it's really important to motivate them to make sure that they're still on the game because those tie breaks are not easy. Like, mentally you have to be tough. Mentally you have to want it. Like, you have to be fighting for every single ball. And we started that 5th set a little rough. I think it was 4-1 or 6-2. And I feel like Briarcliff was going for every single ball. Like, they even care where the ball was. I think they have that fire that I think we missed for the first part of the 5th set. And then we were down by 5 points, and then the team came back, and we put ourselves in another position of 14-14. And then they finished the game. But I think the problem was to put ourselves in that position to start with. I think we didn't perform as well as we should have. But at the end of the day, you put yourself in a tie break that you need to find a way to finish and you need to find a way to win that game. So like you say, those games are really hard. Those losses are really hard. I think for us, probably it's been the toughest lose of the season. So yesterday, I think it was a hard day for everybody, but today we have practice this afternoon, and you have to keep going. Like, we have another game on Wednesday, so we cannot get stuck on that. We have to keep fighting, and we need to move forward as well.
Coach, let's talk about some of the offensive performances of that game with Briar Cliff. You really had things rolling very effectively across the board. You had 3 different players who totaled 12 kills, and you had a 4th who had 14 in Alexis Kirkman. The other 3, Julia Weber, Alex Ruth, and JD DeLang. You had a very balanced attack. Was that the strategy?
Yes, we wanted to move the ball a lot. Our middles has been performing really good lately, but we need our outsides, right sides, everybody. Like, we cannot have the other teams knowing that we are going to set the ball to the middle. So, like, we try to move our game a lot, and I think, like, a lot of the players, like you say, with 12, 14 kills, like, we didn't have just 2 players. It was, like, pretty much the whole team. So, like, I think that helped us, too, like, to get that many kills. I feel like that is something that we've been struggling in the last couple of weeks. We've been hitting minus. So now I think we had to start fighting our game on the net and having, like, we have a lot of good hitters. So I think we need to find that balance, and that everybody needs to be getting that number of kills that we did.
Now, looking forward to the future, you've got to go to Hastings on October 12th. That is this Wednesday evening at 7:30. Another road game in the middle of the week. You've had a lot of those in the past couple weeks. How does that change for your players in the classroom?
Yes, and it's always easy for everybody when you play at home, correct? So I feel like those road trips, especially on the G-Pack, they're always hard. Like, and we already play Hastings, so like we kind of know their game. We can watch the film when we play against them. They've been playing a couple games lately too. But of course, we are going to leave at 1, so they are already going to miss a couple classes during the day. Like, it's a 3-hour drive, a little bit over 3 hours actually. So like, you have to be mentally ready for the game as soon as you step out on that bus. Like, you cannot wait until the second set. They're not going to give you the chance. Like, so Hastings, they are a really good team at home. I feel like for me, they're even a completely different team when they play at home. Like, they take care of business. So it's really, really important for us that we are focused on that game as soon as we get on that bus.
Well, you split with this team last year. I believe you beat them in 5 sets in your home court last year. This season, you played them once, as you said. That was a hard-fought 4 sets in the Simple Arena. Hastings did take it. Good luck on Wednesday in your match against Hastings. What does your team have to do to come out on top of that one?
I think it's really important that we try to stop them on the net. They are a really big team. They have one of the best player outsides on the conference and an amazing right side. So one of the things that we need to do, we need to make sure that we are getting them on the net, that we are stopping them, that we get a lot of blocks, that our defense is ready. Like, again, they are really good hitters. So we need to serve aggressive to try to keep them out of system. And they run a 5-1, so make sure when the setter is front row that we take advantage of that too. But, yeah, I think we are going to just be working today and tomorrow on that game plan. During practice, we'll practice everything that we need to do during the game, and then watch the last game that they play on Saturday and make sure that we have the game plan ready.
Well, Coach Albertos, thank you very much for joining me today on the Lancer Locker. Good luck against Hastings on Wednesday.
Thank you so much.
Well, a big thank you to Coach Albertos and Coach Michaletti for coming in and talking with me today. Belen had a very busy schedule this morning, so I definitely appreciate her setting aside some time to talk with me over the phone. We've also got some pretty exciting news. Isaiah Thompson will be in the booth on Friday to talk with me. That interview will air on Saturday. He is number 6, the starting running back on the Mount Marty football program. That interview will air pregame. Until next time, this has been the Lancer Locker on KYNT. We're here every Monday from 5:30 to 6. Big thank you if you're listening on KYNT airwaves, whether you're listening on YouTube, watching on Facebook, wherever you are, I appreciate you. Until next time, I am Tehl Tanner. This has been the Lancer Locker.